how do you accomplish things that are kind of like hard to accomplish or like big things in your life? And I've thought about that a lot. And I think one of the things I like to think about is I need to think big, but start small. When I start small, that means I'm going to create these process of things that will help me to get where I want to get to. But a lot of people, when they think really big, they think they ought to start with these big things or these big successes right off the bat. But the reality is that you have to really think big, but start small. If you look at some of the biggest companies in the world, every one of them started out really, really small. If you look at like Apple, for example, they started kind of in a garage. You look at Amazon, it started in a garage. If you look at like Walmart, all of those companies started in small stores or houses even. We all got these great lofty goals that we want to accomplish. And sometimes we get too results oriented by doing that. We've got these big things we want to do, but we don't really realize that they're accomplished by doing the very small things consistently back to back to back. When you do things consistently back to back to back, you're going to get your best results. Starting off small will give you clarity, it will give you control, and it will also give you confidence. First is when you start small, you tend to add clarity. You kind of get a clearer picture because your successes and failures are kind of back to back and you kind of see where you're trying to go. The second thing is that you get more control when you start small. You feel like that you're more in control of what's going on instead of trying to create these big results in my life all of a sudden. And the third thing that really, really matters is you develop a level of confidence by starting small that begins to build on things where I'm not afraid to fail because my failures are much smaller. If you think big without starting small, you're just going to be daydreaming because you're not ever going to do what you're going to get done. You can accomplish a lot more than you think you can by just doing things small. You'll get there not only a lot quicker, but you will get there and it will be way more consistent. It will absolutely sustain itself. And then the other thing I would do is start today. I wouldn't wait. And that's the thing that most of us do is we start waiting for that perfect moment. But the reality is there are no perfect moments. The day is the day that you really need to start moving forward and thinking big, start small. Whatever it may be in your life, I guarantee you it's going to pay off for you.